Just to see you smile, I'd do anything that you wanted me to. When all is said and done, I'll never count the cost. It's worth all that's lost. Just to see you smile. I feel like a chorus right now, yeah.
Let's get this over with so we can get fishing.
Yes, sir. You're about to watch episode 15 of the Mincel Show, brought to you by Better Than It Used to Be.
Better than it used to be.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, boys. Cheers, boys.
Hey,
welcome,
Gig.
everybody.
Gig must be the smartest guy I've ever met in my life because he made a show where his buddy helps him do the wife honey-do list. And,
That was the one part in the show. They were like, "Hey, Gig, this is a great idea, buddy. Like, thanks for getting me to come over and do all your shit for you."
Fucking, that guy's a genius.
Make sure everybody goes and watches that show because it is fucking funny as shit. Welcome everybody to the Mincel Intel. It is episode 15, brought to you by Better Than It Used to Be. What's going on, boys? How are we? Will, what's up? What's going on out there?
Nothing. I was just typing some shit into the private chat, and then I decided not to. No, in the grand scheme of things, not really much is going on, man. Same shit, different day. BA, how about you, man?
What? So, what's going on? Something sounds.
That was the smoothest blow I've ever been, and BA fucked it up. Hate to say
Something sounds fucked up. But I'm doing really well, boys. I'm doing really well. You know, living the dream day by day, minute by minute, hour by hour. You know, just you know. How about you, Phil? Now that we're going,
it's good to be back.
Around the horn.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we forgot you were gone last week. Actually, we should.
I didn't
That's
forget.
the general consensus. I actually
lot of
let it
people
go
are-
last week.
A lot of people are calling it our worst episode ever.
yeah.
I haven't heard that.
Me neither. All right, boys. So we're going live right after Kirk. Well, it's not really right after, but Kirk and Portnoy called. So any reaction to that? It wasn't really long. It kind of just seemed like it was just taken out of context. So what do you guys think?
It turned into a semantical battle after a little while. Like, I don't think that Portnoy really like articulated what Kirk's point was, and you know, it cut out during the conversation. So I'm sure there's more after that we'll hear, and they'll come to some sort of conclusion. But Portnoy seemed to be a little bit passive on this one too. He was agreeing with.
Well, the thing I like about it is like everybody's keeping this shit light. Like we're not going too hard into the dark shit, like the problems of it, which isn't really what I want to hear because it's everywhere else I'm looking, which I'm happy to see. You know, Kurt's kind of keeping it light, and he did that short little segment on it, but. We were planning on BA just commented in the comments. We're just going to riot talk all
I said to the boys, I said we should do the Mount Rushmore.
Is BA in here? And then whenever anybody else is talking,
he just comments. And
You
know what, BA,
I'm doing the same thing when I'm
I'll take care of the comments for you. I'll just read them out for you. All right.
No,
in the comments too. Jesus Christ. So
one sec.
16 viewers are fucking on the show right now. John, I feel like we don't have the which isn't.
This is going to go great.
Well, if I can finish, we were going to do the Mount Rushmore of top protests, but it got axed. Phil said it was too hot. Phil said it was too hot to discuss, so we didn't do it.
I think that was Will's idea.
No, my idea. I said full steam ahead. Let's go with it.
But I don't think.
You're right.
I don't think I'll just go on the record. I don't think anyone needs to hear our opinions on what's going on in the world. I don't think it's going to change anything.
No. Yo, I'll tell you what.
Just going on the record. Just going on the record.
People in Scranton aren't doing shit, dude. There's nothing going on right now, so it's not affecting me, bro. So what we're gonna do today, we're gonna do it's a little education. We're gonna do the Stephen A. Smith call, so we'll actually be able to play that live for you guys and listen to it with you and kind of live react during it. So that's kind of a new cool aspect, boys. What, Will?
I said hopefully we'll be able to play it live.
Yeah, we'll see if we can play it live. We'll fucking find out if we can.
You tested it like 5 times. What do you mean?
I did. Sometimes shit goes wrong.
Other thing I want to bring up before we go into that, Portnoy versus Goodell. What did you guys think about him canceling? It's a fucking pussy move. I'm sorry.
Not even a pussy move, but it helps Barstool out so much.
Is it one? Yeah.
I still
always
don't get why Goodell didn't just like he could have won if he just let Portnoy show up, and then it would have been boring and it would have been shitty content.
That's the thing. Like everybody, and even Kirk has said it since last year at the Super Bowl. Like, yo, if he just lets him, like, if they just like open up to Barstool, this whole thing is fucking over. Like it's over.
The NFL, honestly, the NFL has to just like they have to fire their entire PR department and they have to restart because their PR department is the worst.
They're really smart. They didn't want to do it because of this stuff. You don't think? I don't think they're that smart. Yeah,
I think they're.
I like how they do a background check and like half their leagues like full. Not half. I mean, that's obviously an exaggeration, but the amount of bad shit that goes on by his own employees, and he does a background check on Portnoy to watch.
Yeah, bro.
With him, like,
well, no, the thing is
his employees because he's an employee of the owners.
The thing is, the background check that Portnoy failed was the NFL background checks because he's gone to NFL events that he wasn't supposed to go to. So then they were like, "Oh, you're a bad guy because you're going to our events when we blacklisted you."
Yeah, you've been in prison in the NFL world. Like he's a felon in NFL world.
Just
that's
like
ridiculous.
It was bullshit. It was fucked up. But he does. I think he works like Kirk said. I think he's working for Barstool. I think he's on the take. For sure because
is there another revenue for that fucking asshole?
It has to be, but it makes no sense at all. I have no idea what he's thinking at all. It doesn't make sense.
And you get to say that Goodell hates kids.
People wanted Phil to get in bed. There we go. So it won't make a difference, right?
Wow, we're man of the people.
Kind of. You can turn the gain up on your mic, I think.
You see how tall I am? Everyone says I'm short. I'm really tall, guys.
Phil's the tallest one out of all of us.
He's got thick legs too. He's like an inch taller. Yeah.
So this is riveting stuff.
This is going live. I think we should talk about the drinking show. I really have.
Yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about the drinking show too. BA, as somebody who has been on there, what you think of this week's?
I have a lot.
Will, I said BA.
Yeah. I have a lot of stuff to say.
Idiot.
I have a lot of things to say. One. They've drank the beer so fucking slow. I had like 6-7 beers in 15 minutes, and fucking they were acting like this was a big deal. Steve was drinking bottles. Blind Mike was drinking cans. It had everything wrong from the beginning. Also, TJ Hubbard wasn't in the middle. He needs to be in the middle.
Oh my God, I saw you in the comments.
It's hard to arrange.
You just gotta arrange it. It's not that hard. Just cut a couple clicks. Yeah. TJ was sweating like crazy. The fix was in. I think Kirk got the questions before. Did you see TJ was sweating like Stephen Murphy in a clubhouse?
No.
He was.
I think maybe he was just nervous about talking to his like idol.
No, I think the fix was in. Ari Minahan said he wrote the questions. He's like, yeah, I submitted that question. What's going on here? There was there's a fix in, but honestly,
I got yelled at. I got yelled at.
It was a funny show. Sorry, it was a funny show. It was a funny show. It was awesome. It was awesome. Will was cheating. Another thing.
Yeah, so Will
didn't cheat. Will's giving Kirk the answers. Will's giving Kirk the answers, writing Jeremy Lin in the chat. He was trying to help. And then Steve would have muted him. There's a fix. There's a fix. There was a fix.
I stopped answering them. I stopped answering the questions, and I was giving wrong answers at certain points too. Like, I stopped answering.
Hey, well, you talk, I talk. You talk, I talk.
Yeah. All I know is when we do ours, we're gonna get railroaded so hard. Like they're gonna give us the worst questions. They know I know nothing because I'm not gonna know half the things TJ Hubbard thinks. At
least we could drink. And then Steve from Providence, I don't even believe puked. He puked off screen. Like he has to puke on screen so he could verify the puke. There's a lot of flaws. There's a lot of flaws.
He might have muted himself before he went out. Like that could have. That was a little bit of a tell. We'll have to go back to the tape. I mean, as someone who also went on it, I was the thinker. The questions are fucking hard, man. And
I'm going on with Mark from Chick.
Dude,
I'm going on from Mark with Mark.
You're the thinker.
Yeah, I'm the thinker, and I was like, bro, I can't even really think good. Like, I'm not a good thinker. Like, my brain is broken.
People are saying BA and I are the dream team.
I'd say you guys are the dream team. I mean, definitely not a 2 seed. I wouldn't put you.
Don't know how fast I can Google things. People don't know how many monitors I have. I have, we can make this work.
You have 2 monitors.
That's what you think.
You don't know 100 messages a day on Discord.
Phil has the IT help desk helping him out.
Yeah,
I got somebody in his ear.
Speaking of the YouTube channel, what did you guys think about Gig Shout? Did you like it? It was pretty funny.
It was funny. It was really funny.
Came on. I think you're gonna get consensus.
Gig's buddy, I don't know his name, but Gig's buddy is
Tony.
He's a funny guy. Tony's
Dude,
a funny
I'm
guy.
very happy. I'm very happy what they made, and it was awesome to like. Me and Gig were up to like 4 a.m. every day, like working on that. As bad as that sounds, like we worked our little tushies off on it. I'm glad it came out as well as it did because Gig fucking killed it. Like everything looks like it was well done. Like all the camera work was good. Like Gig deserves it. I think they have like all real views and almost hit 1,000. So huge shout out to those. So,
wow.
No Russian views.
I don't know. I'll check the analytics afterwards.
But so, hey, Phil, people are saying that you're buying the views because you just want the show to end because you really don't want
to. Yo, it's funny. He said people are saying that because BA said that. He said that right.
Thanks, John. You just explained the joke.
I love how that. I've only heard
Thanks for
BA really say that like very consistently, and now it's just like, making its way into everybody's vernacular. Like people are saying, some people are saying. So
we've just made it a thing.
Just fucking, it's made its way into the mainstream vernacular. I love it.
So let's do this.
Fuck you, Greg. Fuck you, Greg. That's all I have to say.
Because we're going live, let's do what we're gonna do this week for education. Like I said, guys, we're gonna do the Stephen A. Smith thing. So Will, let's see how good of a producer you are.
Well, I would say speaking of consistent, you're talking about
hey, pause this.
Okay, pause it. We have to preface this a little bit. So
we take this off screen.
Hey, can you play it back?
Yeah, I'm gonna play it back. This is from 2017. Stephen A. Smith joined KNC to talk about Brady and concussions and how Stephen A. Smith thinks it's Brady's responsibility to be on the forefront. My cat's about to jump down from this fucking ledge.
Yo, live.
And I'm aware that we're live. I'm fucking aware. And the conversation pivots because there wasn't much consistency in Stephen A.'s argument, and he asked him about Floyd Mayweather. So here we go.
Well, I would say speaking of consistent, you're talking about how he needs to be mature, needs to be responsible. I'm looking at you right now on ESPN. Sure, I'm looking at you right now on ESPN talking to Floyd Mayweather. You and I have talked about this before. I have an issue with it, and I know that you're, as a son and as a husband and all these things. Watching you sit down and sort of slap and tickle it with Floyd Mayweather, me knowing you and knowing that stuff, it's an issue. I mean, this is a guy with a really serious history of beating women, and it seems like you're endorsing it. You're okay with that. When
That's
I see,
not fair.
Well,
Hold on.
When I see cars joking around with him on ESPN, do you ever ask him about it on the air?
Yes, I have.
Okay, go ahead.
Time out.
Yeah, time out. I don't think he's fucking asked Floyd.
No, he didn't. When did he ask him?
When the fuck did he ask him that question? All right, that was just bullshit.
Go ahead. Okay.
I interviewed him when he first got out of prison. Okay.
Oh, you interviewed him.
I interviewed him when he first got out of prison. I threw one accusation after another in his face. He categorically denied it. As you well know, when you're interviewing people about legal issues, all of a sudden their lawyers are around and everything else. There's certain things they cannot touch on. There's certain things that they refuse to touch on in terms of the specifics.
Okay, can you pause it there?
Yeah.
So like it just goes to show, like he's saying, like there's certain things you can't say. Like he can't say that shit. He's being a pussy. He's being a hypocrite, and he's like, it's right there. He says it right. Like he can't. Yeah. Oh, the lawyers are telling me I can't say shit.
He can't say the particular.
I don't think Kirk cares. See, that's one thing about Kirk. I don't think he cares about that shit. He'll just say it, right?
He didn't really ask him. So he didn't really ask Floyd Mayweather about his time in prison. He just happened to interview him afterwards with lawyers around. Okay, all right, makes sense. Let's see what else.
Yeah. The dude continued to berate over him year after year after year.
Well, I would say, but I would say when I saw the thing a year or two ago before the Pacquiao fight, when we were going around his house, and I see the thing today. Well, it's right, but no. Well, hold on. You talk. It strikes to me as it seems like this is a guy you really like. Do you think he was guilty of this thing? Do you think he beats women or has beaten women in the past?
I personally told him to his face that I thought he was guilty about what he said he was innocent of.
Okay.
Like in private?
Yeah, I told him what he was innocent of. I immediately thought he was going to say like what he was guilty of. He says innocent of.
Okay. That's like me keep on saying people are saying this, people are saying that. It's a fucking total bullshit.
What the fuck was that?
How can you stomach talking to this creep then? And you're lecturing Tom Brady on concussions?
Yeah, that was the premise.
That is unfair. You asked me to come on this show and be a guest on your show, and then you're going to ask me how can I stomach doing my job? The fact of the matter is,
doing your job is like is going in his cars and like talking about his clothes.
My man, this is a waste of my time. I'm going to tell you why.
Go ahead.
Stephen A is a goat though. Like as far as
stop it. Well,
I interviewed him when he got.
So like, Stephen A. Smith, like I know, like Kirk kind of like eviscerates him right here, but like at least he stayed on the phone and fought. Like he didn't hang up too quick. Like how long is this total clip? Like 20 minutes long. Like he gave him his time and like they battled. And yeah, it did end up in a hang up, but like this is probably one of my favorite call.
Yeah,
I mean this is my favorite fight. So like Stephen A. is a GOAT. Like he will battle, even though he's a phony. But like
during the 50 states, I tried to. New Jersey wasn't on for a while, and I found out that technically, I think where Stephen A. was recording at the time was in New Jersey, like New York. So
could have put a call in and said
for like 4 weeks straight, dude. I was on hold, and only one time I got through. Like, and it was right at the end. He was like, "All right, you're next up," and Stephen A. talks all the way until the end of the show. So he's a talker.
Yeah, it would be nice to see Stephen A. Smith and Will on a phone call together.
Magic,
two
giants
out of jail.
Fuck you.
A matter of fact, on several occasions, not just on the air but off the air, I told him to his face that I thought that he was guilty of it, but I don't have all the details. So all you can go by.
Okay, bullshit. He didn't tell him to his face that he thought he was guilty.
Okay, and also, so I was going to say before what Stephen A. Smith and Kirk, this is the kind of stuff you like. You want two people debating it out, like having different points of view on something, going toe to toe, and not and in an entertaining way. Like that's why I think, like John is saying, this is one of my favorite clips when I heard it as well. Just because you get to see that battle. Like those are the battles I love.
And like I don't think it was a charity case for Stephen A. Smith to do it. I think like he legit saw Kirk and was like, this could be a good battle. Like it was a good
at the time,
like it wasn't just like I owe you this time, so I'm gonna stay on for this time.
Leah was #1 sports radio, so it made a lot of sense for Stephen A. to go on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Especially especially in Boston. All right, let's keep
going. Is what the courts say. Ultimately him spending 3 months in jail. If you want to put it that way, why are we not talking about a legal system that only had him in jail for 3 months?
I agree with you, 1,000%.
Opposed to 7 years. So
1,000%.
what I'm saying to you is that there's always details that we don't know. That's number one. Number two, Pacquiao Mayweather was the biggest fight years later. Was the biggest fight of not just a decade but beyond.
Sure.
So now he's justified.
I mean, he's been interviewed by various.
I'm not denying the size and scale of the fight.
Wait a minute! Don't interrupt. I answer.
You talk, I talk. You talk.
You can't just accuse me of something.
I'm not Stephen A. You went in the guy's house. It was an infomercial for the guy. I mean, it was. You know that.
I'm saying to you.
You were making a hand gesture.
Is that a stop?
No, that
wasn't a stop. Okay. Yeah. I mean, he's talking quite a bit. This is a wrap it up. Stephen.
Roller.
That's fine.
Okay.
Don't sit up there and talk about as I'm condoning something like that. I was raised by 5 women. I would never condone.
It comes across like it comes across.
He was raised by 5 women.
It just does. I mean, I'm just telling you. That's how it comes across to my eye.
How do 5 women raise someone?
Stop. How did he get raised by 5 women? Like,
yeah, I just said it too. How does 5
Yeah, so like he just had a commune of women that just raised him, or like what does that mean? Did he get like was he from an orphan? I don't understand that.
I don't get that part either, man.
Like maybe his sisters or something.
Well, maybe he I don't know. Maybe he was a sexual deviant like Steve Robinson. You know. He's getting fucked by older women, they raised him, taught him everything he knew. You never know.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna keep playing this shit.
I am a man who covers sports and
this was different.
A boxer.
No, this was different.
About boxing.
No, you're talking about this. We can play the sound if you want. You talked about his cars. I mean, you know that. You talked about his cars and how great his house is.
ESPN, ABC.
You know that. Stop. You're dodging it. You know that.
I don't know.
You're much better than that.
I don't know that. I am much better than that.
I agree.
Which is why you asked me to be a guest on the show.
No question. We like having you on.
Stephen
but you're coming at me like I'm condoning domestic violence, which
well,
I would never do.
When you sit there and do a slap and tickle with Floyd Mayweather and you don't bring it up, I mean,
that everybody
else. Yeah, stop it. I love that he just kept calling it slap and tickle. That just makes it, that degrades it so much.
Tiddlywinks.
Yeah, like tummy stick. Yeah.
Going around in his cars, we have sound of it.
So that's what it is. And so, and by the way,
Stephen A is the GOAT. So that's what it is. So that's what fucking GOAT.
Wait, that interview took place like 3 years later. I'm here on your morning show 3 years later, and that's what you do?
Well, you're talking about Tom Brady being...
Yo, isn't he talking like he's on TV too?
I think he's just a Stephen A personality. I think
he talks. I think he's the same way anywhere he is. That's why I like Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah.
We should stop it like every sentence.
Yeah, let it roll for a while.
On TV, I mean, that to me is a little inconsistent. That's a little inconsistent. Then you talk about inconsistencies.
I'm talking about Tom Brady being irresponsible.
Sure. Okay, and we talked about that. And then you're on TV right now talking to Mayweather. We can't talk about that.
Irresponsible. That's what, because I used the word irresponsible about a concussion.
And then you said inconsistent. So yeah, well, yes, it's inconsistent. Well, inconsistent. Then you talked about inconsistencies, and you're sitting there lecturing Brady. I'm looking at you with Floyd Mayweather. That to me is about as big an inconsistency as you could get. You know that.
That's to you.
Right. Well,
I'll pause it.
It's funny that like Kirk is in the position that he has to defend Tom Brady too. No. Like he's defending Tom Brady.
Well, that's the thing. Alternate universe. I think that's the thing. Like he's as level playing field as you can get. Like he's going to defend people when they're right, and when they're not right, attack people when they're fucking wrong. Like it doesn't matter who the fuck you is, what race you are, what gender you are. He's going to defend you when you deserve to be defended.
And you know what? It's it goes to show like I guess he's not really defending Brady, but he's just defending like
he's the defendant here though.
Point of the matter though, like
just using Brady as like to further his point, basically.
Well, and plus, like he defends Brady about Deflategate. Like he's not like he's a total enemy.
Yeah, that was bullshit. I'm gonna let it roll.
I'm talking
that's to you, and that's fine. That's to you, and that's fine, and you're entitled to your opinion. I'm entitled to disagree.
Absolutely, of course, we do it all the time.
I disagree emphatically, and I think it's very, very irresponsible to sit up there and come across.
Don't play a moral high ground on me. You don't better than that. Don't play the moral high ground on me. We can play the Mayweather sound if you want. You're joking around. You're joking around with them.
To interview them on a morning show about Tom Brady and a concussion.
Oh, don't act like you got set up. Come on. Stephen A. Smith is going to play this game with me like you got set up.
I can't believe this doesn't end in just a suck a dick.
To be honest with you, it's
like literally it almost got to that point.
3 more seconds. I think I cut it off a little before the hang up, but the rest is pretty good. I'll play it out.
What game?
You're playing the game.
What game?
That's what you're doing.
Did you talk to Mayweather today? I'm looking at it on ESPN right now.
About an upcoming fight.
Right, so
that he has with Conor McGregor.
Right.
Okay, so that's my point.
Button. Sorry, guys.
What's your point? Something from 10 years ago?
From 10 years ago.
Did you with Josh Brown? Did you go crazy about Josh Brown on your show? Did you go crazy about Greg Hardy? I mean, which is it?
Greg, what are you talking about?
Guys who beat up the Josh Brown on your show.
So I'm glad you brought up Josh Brown. Okay, so what?
There's him saying "so what" to domestic violence. That's
and that's a good spot to end.
That's basically the end of the cut right there.
So guys,
but you know what? I forget how it ends, but you know what? I don't know if he insinuates it at the end, but it's like it's nice that he didn't like go to be like, oh, you're just trying to. He didn't play the race card that much, like Stephen A.
I don't know if it was before or after the Adam Jones thing, but like I didn't bring up that. Like he didn't just attack Kirk like personally, you know, like.
It stayed on point for the most part.
But him saying that he's being set up, like insinuating that he's being set up in this interview, like Kirk was drawing a parallel from from Brady's life to Stephen A's life. He put Stephen A in Brady's shoes.
Yeah,
kind of. By saying like, look at the aesthetic. You're playing slip and tickle or whatever, slap and tickle.
That's what we'll call it now, slip and tickle.
This, whatever.
No, I think that's legit one of my favorite clips. If not my favorite, I don't know. Phil, what'd you think about the whole thing in general? Because obviously we just played a little bit of it, but in general, what'd you think about it?
I just love hearing Stephen A. argue with Kirk. That's my biggest thing, and it's because at least for me, every interview we've had with anybody on the show has been mostly like they're just turtle, you know what I mean, or it's somebody that mostly has Kirk viewpoint. So it's interesting to hear somebody who's actually like going
battling, like in a good battle.
Yeah,
so.
Need more of that. But it's obviously hard to find in 2020 because
this is 2017, like I said before.
Yeah. And has he ever talked to Stephen A. Smith since then, or like now he just won't? Like, because that's a stupid move by Stephen A. Smith.
Well, you have to have the thing is like I don't think he has the connect anymore. You know what I mean? Like Barstool, ESPN, like they're not gonna talk
yeah. Well,
sports radio, you're gonna be able to call in, especially from Boston. They're gonna pick up fucking the number one sports radio.
Yeah, in the country. Yeah.
All right, boys. I mean,
I think that was a great fucking education section, especially to do live because line by line, and like that's kind of why we stopped at line by line. Each line you could break down because they're fucking good. And they're fucking bad. I love that.
Yeah, exactly. You get to kind of dissect it a little bit,
guys. I think for next week we have Tim Canton coming out with us. So we'll do a little interview with him, and then do an education on some of his prank calls. How's that sound?
That sounds good. Good. I'm not sure whether it'll be live or not. We still have to do the.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we'll work out the details. But yeah, I know I did talk to him. He was supposed to be on this week, but he said he had some shit to do yesterday, and then we didn't even end up recording yesterday. But it doesn't matter. We'll do it next week. I think that's good. He deserves his calls to be listened to because I was listening through some of them this weekend.
The old ones have to be listened to, man. They're
fucking great.
Deep cut. All right, so Phil, we got an ad read right now. Are you prepared?
No, not at all, but I'll do that.
Okay, so you're going to do an ad read. We'll do this. This is cool.
Well, I know that.
Okay, it's for DJ K's new show, though. So you can basically say...
No, I know what I'm saying. The point was I don't want to prepare an ad read because I don't...
How many ad reads are we giving DJ K?
That's what I'm saying. I don't... Here we go. Here's the ad read. Here's the ad read. Shut up. Here's the ad read. All right, so DJ K has a new show. I don't know if it's good. It might fucking suck. I don't like DJ K personally that much, but maybe he's a great guy. Tune in to listen. I think it's called where is it? It's called Grow Up.
I think it's Growing Pains.
Grow Up.
It's Grow Up. Will told me that. People are saying that Stinman's the bigger talent. I'm not saying that. I don't think anybody in that show is a bigger talent or a bigger talent than us, especially. But apparently also Will's producing that, so like great job, Will. So tune in for Will, if not anyone else. I probably still won't watch you.
Go off, King. And that is our ad read.
All right, thanks, DJ K.
Grow up, DJ K.
Thanks for throwing that money for that, DJ K.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, great ad read.
All right, boys, we're doing a pretty cool Mount Rushmore this week. Shout out to Menners for giving us shit about our Mount Rushmore cereal.
He kind of inspired it.
That just means you don't know shit.
He kind of inspired it because we're doing the Mount Rushmore of villains.
Yeah, he's teeny tiny. Very
Next week we should do the Mount Rushmore of short people.
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing
Put me at number one because I don't think I'm short.
The Mount Rushmore of villains. So these could be Will, you could describe it. These could be movies.
Yeah. Everything.
Wait. What's a villain?
Somebody who's like you, BA, that one night.
We're describing villains.
So what's our order week this week?
So it's me, Will. No, wait. Me? Is it me then Will and BA? Oh, okay. Me, BA, Will, John.
Okay.
And John.
All right. So it goes counterclockwise.
Counterclockwise around the screen, yes.
Okay. So
and then
Phil,
back around.
Who do you have for your one seed?
My number one seed is Mr. Roger Goodell, because fuck that guy.
Okay.
Clown, and he's a villain. He's terrorizing the league. The guy can't do anything right. We talked about this earlier. Their PR sucks. But everything trickles down from the top. And if your leader is a fucking shitty guy and a villain, your entire league is going to be villainized, and that's how it is. The entire league is like the empire.
He's not a fucking eater, right?
He's an upstate New York guy.
You hear this, Goodell? You fucking little bitch.
You're watching this live stream.
Yeah, I know he is.
It makes me feel not all upstate New York guys are like that. Like most of us are pretty chill.
Oh yeah, for sure. Most upstate New York guys are real.
Yeah. Will doesn't need to defend himself. Yeah, go ahead. Your one seed.
For my one seed, my first villain is none other than Phil from the Discord. People are saying, he body bagged a few people on Twitter, on Discord. He's a
He's retired. He's retired people. What are you talking about?
He's a keyboard terrorist and an in-person bully. He could fuck you up on the screen or in the streets. So Phil
under one.
Phil the villain, and people have been saying he looks suspicious and all that stuff. So that's just like a villain. It's a villain. He's a villain.
Phil the villain.
Phil the Villain. Will, do you have your one seed?
Is there anybody other than Hitler should be the number one villain?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if we want to make it all, if we don't want to
describe anything about Hitler.
I'm thinking about my Mount Rushmore of villains, and I'm saying that Hitler is a pretty fucking bad.
I'm not
going to go into his. I'm not going to go into his career.
The guy he's a successful businessman, right?
Yeah, definitely. My first one, I'm going with the Green Power Ranger, just because I retweeted the Power Rangers this weekend. The green one was a fucking bad guy, dude. When he came through,
that's your first villain pick. You could have easily used that fourth.
I don't think. I don't give a. John doesn't understand, and John doesn't understand Mount Rushmore.
We're trying to take what like other people are on here. That doesn't matter.
The Green Power Ranger.
Hitler. How about this? It goes from Hitler to the Green Power Rangers.
I don't think the Green Power Rangers are the villain in that show. I think there's other villains.
He actually turns into a good guy. He's a really bad villain. So let's go to the next.
You.
Phil, you have for two.
Oh, it's you again. We're going back up the line. Snake draft, right?
Snake draft.
Oh, we're gonna do snake draft. Okay.
When do we not?
Two is obvious. I'm gonna take Joker. Heath Ledger Joker specifically. He basically caused in that movie what is going on right now in the country. So I'm gonna go take the Joker. Will, who do you have for your two?
For my two, I'm going to go with Genghis Khan.
Ooh, nice one.
He basically raped and pillaged his way across Asia. I think like 1/32 of every, like 1 out of every 32 people have traces of Genghis Khan's DNA in them. So really bad fucking guy.
He started civilization. You're talking like so. I'm saying he was a bad guy for all the raping and the pillaging. Genghis Khan, number two.
Okay.
I can see why you're okay with the first half of that scene.
I'm gonna go. Okay, I'll go steer. I'll go a little serious. I deny, disavow.
Yeah, that's okay.
I use my rights under the Supreme Amendment, the
Okay,
Fifth Amendment, the 14th
okay,
Amendment, and
okay,
the Sixth Amendment.
Okay, John.
What was like? Oh, I'm gonna go with the Queen of England. The Queen of England. You know, she's a villain. She fucking took over the whole world. She took over the whole world by banging people.
So any queen or just the one that took over the world?
The Queen of England today. Queen
Elizabeth.
Queen Elizabeth. No, or the one before her. The one before her. Yeah.
Okay.
Or a couple queens back, you know. But the Queen of
I don't want to give you guys a history lesson here, but
I don't want to give you the history.
I hope he's your thinker. I hope he's your thinker for the trivia.
The one that banged the Spanish king to take over the world and killed them. Whoever that one.
So that was years ago. All right.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I have no idea who he's talking about. Phil, who do you have for your number two? And then you're going your.
My number two. This could easily be number one. I've got Vader. Shout out Justin for the Star Wars pick. That's just a no-brainer. I mean, he's just all-time villain. Like you look at the guy and you just immediately think villain. Like when you guys first brought up the Mount Rushmore villains, it was the first, I knew I had to put him on. I'm surprised nobody's picked him yet.
I was going to.
I thought the Green Ranger was taken, so I had to take him.
Wasn't even on my list at all.
BA, who do you have for your?
No, it's me again, John.
No, you again.
John.
You got lost.
Snake draft. My third one is Mr. Penguin, just because he's a hilarious looking villain. He looks like a fucking moron, a little fat guy.
Like Penguin, he's okay.
Mr. Penguin from it's Mr. Penguin, right?
Danny DeVito.
It's just Penguin. You don't say Mr. Penguin. It's funny that you call him.
I thought it was Mr. Penguin.
No, it's Mr. Penguin from the Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito.
Not even necessarily from any specific movie, but just the Penguin character in general.
You just like the idea.
The cane with a gun, the cane gun. Oh, the cane gun's fire, dude.
Phil, you got to be specific. Come on. I've been nothing but specific on my list, so you have to be specific as well. So, where should I go with this one? I'm gonna go with Andrew Theodore Mayo, Andrew Theodore Mayo.
Good villain.
Andy Mayo. He's a villain just because of the way he looks. I think just because of the way he looks. And I think it'd be cool to have a Mount Rushmore with like another little rock and let a bunch of for the moles. So
got it. Will, who do you have for your 3? What?
Because Mount Rushmore is made
I'm going to piggyback off that and go with the entire Boston Red Sox organization, including John Henry, Linda Bizzuti, and that rat fuck Sam Kennedy.
Awesome. For my number, I'm doing 3 and then 4, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I have for my number 3 Hans Landa from what's it called? Inglourious Bastards. He just killed that role. He was that guy. Dude, he killed that role.
Christoph.
Christoph. Yeah.
He's a great actor. He's in a lot of Tarantino stuff. Well, not a lot. He's
not really. Yeah. He was in that, and
he's in Django. He plays the dentist.
Very good. And then my last one, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna move into it. I think I'm gonna go Gordon Gekko, just because I liked his type of villain. He was a good villain in the movie. Like he was just like a really smart American business villain. Like
he's a real guy too.
Also, my honorable mention, which we'll do later, but I want to do the whole country of Canada, including VA.
My honorable mentions are good.
Yeah. All right, Will, who do you have for your 4?
So I was deciding between 2 here, but I'm going to go with Urban Meyer. He sold his soul to the devil for national championships. He also coached Aaron Hernandez and 6 other felons at the University of Florida under the guise of Tim Tebow. Then became coach at Ohio State, and now they're still having residual problems from Urban Meyer. But we won that natty.
Cool.
Urban Meyer, future coach of Ohio State when he goes to the next 11.
But okay. VA, who do you have for your last and final pick?
I can't believe this. I saved it to the last, but none other than the villain, the fucking Dexter Sleuth, the fucking the Russian robot, the KGB officer, Stephen Earl Robinson. He's a fucking villain. This guy, he has a master plan. Look, he's already now he's convinced Kirk to move to Maine. This has been his plan since the beginning. It's been a deep plan. This guy's a villain. He's a villain.
That was funny.
That was hilarious today.
I'm just planning to move, and they were like, "Mike, will you break up with your potential fiance for us or no?"
he had another stroke.
Mike would 100%.
That's great.
Yeah. Mike would do it in a fucking second, I think.
He was like, Kirk's like, "What if we double your pay?" Mike's like, "Yeah, obviously,
cool. 30 grand.
It's for the
all right." Honorable mention.
Phil didn't go yet there, buddy. Phil, for your 4th and final.
I got lost in the snake.
My 4th pick is, I used to be a big Walking Dead guy. Negan. Negan is do you guys know? Do you have any? The scene when he first killed Glenn, that was like an all-time. Like I've never been sadder in my life. Like after watching
that kind of gore on national television.
Terrible guy. Yeah, fuck Negan.
What about honorable mentions, Phil? You have any honorable mentions?
I have Loki. Loki's a pretty. Loki's one of my favorite. Loki's one of my like the villains I like. Like
low key, like saying low key.
No, like LOKI, like from the Avengers. The first Avengers movie, like when Loki was in the city and shit. That was I just enjoyed watching.
I got you boys saying, come on, you guys are just dumb.
No, it wasn't funny.
Yeah, you guys thought,
I said you had some good ones. Who do you have for honorable mention?
Okay, so my list it was Patrick from the Discord.
Good one.
Add him on there. Huge villain. Mr. Burns, Rich Mandarin, and Blind Mike, underscore.
Yeah.
And Randall the Rat from Recess. I don't know if you ever watched Recess.
Recess.
Randall the Rat. Like the fucking Randall, the guy that would rat out like all the boys to the principal.
Oh, okay. I
Randall the Rat.
I'm getting a mental image.
And Blind Mike, because for some reason he's Dave Portnoy's villain. He's Dave Portnoy's Goodell. You know?
Yeah. Well,
okay.
If Blind Mike raised $250,000 to like watch something with Portnoy wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it at all.
No,
you know,
he would fail the background check.
He would fail the
background check.
All right, Will, who do you have?
For honorable mentions, I had Christopher Columbus. Same reason I had Genghis Khan on my list a little bit. And
move your phone away from your microphone.
I do have to move my phone away from the.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Keep going. And I also had the Juice O.J. Simpson.
Ooh, good one.
That is a good one. And
Great guy. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I had Mr. Burns too. Sorry,
Mr. Burns. Yeah, that's it.
I had Tony, or not the other Tony from the bad guy in Scarface, like the guy who was like the head honcho bad guy in Scarface.
Not Tony Montana, but Tony.
The other Tony. Tony. I think his name was Tony. And I have Zonker, because Zonker seems to be a villain.
Yeah, dude.
Zonker is a fucking wild card, man.
That worked for me. Zonker, as you can
too. Everyone's like, fucking thanks a lot, BA, Phil, and John for Zonker. It's like, fuck off. Zonker can do whatever the fuck he wants.
He's a grown-ass man who fell in love with the Kirk Minahan show.
Like, thanks for a lot for bringing Zonker on to the scene. Like, fucking
I think he was the perfect example of making a Minifan. What we, I guess, set out to do, kind of, with this a little bit.
Also, Jay's man was a villain.
Yeah, Jay's a villain, but he's also a good villain. He's been doing some good work in the streets. He knows what he's talking about.
It's for you for some of that stuff. All right,
Jay's been doing good work in the streets.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I wonder what kind. Guys, what do we want to do for Cloud? Do you want to start with Will here?
I absolutely not. I don't want to.
Okay, Phil, go ahead.
You already knew the answer to that. You didn't have to ask.
I just wanted to make him say it. Phil,
so I have +5 clout to my guy QBM, because this is more of like an ad read than a +5 clout, but I just want to shout out his new Discord server that he created. It's blow me up here. I'm gonna read the link. It's discord.gg/H7GEJHF. And if you guys have never seen, I know you guys know the Weather Girl, right? I think everyone knows at this point.
Everyone knows the Weather Girl.
But the goal is to get enough people on so that Weather Girl thinks that like we actually like worship her, to get her in the Discord server, and then
we have to that. I think the fact that like
so bad. We need to get inside of her brain and figure out what the fuck is going on.
I kind of want to know what's going on upstairs.
Yeah, exactly. So join the Discord server, so we can fucking talk to Weather Girl.
For the 0.2% of people in the world who know what we're talking about.
I think everyone knows it. I think everyone knows.
I don't know, man.
I don't think too many people really know who the Weather Girl is.
The Japanese girl who
tweets the weather.
Phil, do you want to take, or excuse me, Phil, do you want to take any away from anybody or no?
You are the Clout King.
-5 clout to Grow Up, featuring DJK, just because.
All right, nice. Yeah, we knew that was coming. We have.
I don't know. I didn't plan anything. I thought I'd think of something, but know who I'm gonna put on? Bowdoin College Police. I'm gonna put him on the clout.
Has become a and I use this very lightly, staple in this community. Yeah. My timeline is blown up all day long with the
Oh yeah, I'm so glad he stopped tagging me in it. He always avows me, but he doesn't tag me. So that's why I put it. I'm actually, you know what? He's not on the watch. He's getting +10. No, plus 55 cloats because I haven't given out a clout.
Yeah, you've been holding
on. You've done it the last like 3 weeks.
I think your math's off there a little bit. No,
that's right on.
15. Yeah, right hold on. 15 times 5. That's
10, 13,
we're
12,
not
12, 11. Wait.
45.
I gave out clout twice. Right. We're on episode 13.
Listen, leave the math to me.
75.
We're on episode 15. Will, who's your clout?
Oh no, I gave out clout 3 times. I didn't get. Fuck you guys. Yeah, I want to talk about Bowdoin College Police a little bit more.
Go ahead.
He always tweets out the promo. That's great. He calls John a snake
every time.
He calls Phil a dragon. He calls me a Canadian guy, and he started Let Phil Speak. He is similar to like people are saying. He's the guy now that's been going further, right? People are always saying let Kirk speak, let John speak, let someone speak.
It was me and Phil in Discord who we kind of introduced ourselves to Bowdoin College Police when he was a newbie, and now he's a goddamn fucking star.
About the hi, just coming in and saying hi. That's him. Yeah. That's him as well. Yeah. A lot of legendary like staple moments from Bowdoin College Police. that will live on longer than it will live on just as long as Genghis Khan's kids and all his forever. Yeah, no
do you have anything or can we move on to Will before you get up again?
No, that's it.
Okay. Will, go right ahead.
Oh, mine was super easy for this week. I'm gonna go -5 clout to people who like to light shit on fire.
Oh fuck! I forgot that's what mine was.
Clout to people who don't like to light shit on fire.
Like also
watching the news and shit. Even if you riot, why are you like lighting shit on fire, man? Like,
I was gonna say real quick, like lighting shit on fire is actually very fun though. Like if you
I get that.
If you do controlled, like a controlled burn
on a massive scale, it's fucked up.
I forgot to mention clout watch people that are looting Wi-Fi to live stream the riots. That's also that was it.
That's a good one, dude.
Is for the live streamers because of a comment BA had earlier on Twitter. I think it was a couple days ago, but he's like, all they care about is the fucking.
We were watching it together.
That was me and Will because we were looking and we're like, okay, there's guys like legit protesting. Then and now we're talking about the fucking protest, but there's guys legitimately protesting. Then there's the rioters, and then there's the clout chasers just trying to videotape everything.
And then there's the clout chasers who have multiple streams on. More
than half the fucking people though that have their fucking phones out, just like
Remember the one guy like he stopped to look at how many views he got.
Yeah,
and it was
Actually, he's like, how many views do you have? And he's like 21.
21, and then he's like YouTube stream right now with just us talking about bullshit.
We had Medium Poppy live on the scene in Boston yesterday. I think he was trying to Periscope going, but unfortunately, I think he lost signal or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm. Can't loot the Wi-Fi, man. Get the fucking free Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you gotta loot the Wi-Fi. That's step one. That's step one,
man. But
McDonald's right across the street from that place. Just
but that's the crazy thing about what's going on. The different variations of the people, like the people that are there for the cause are probably not the minority of people there. They're not like they're.
I don't want Medium Bobby.
I
won't say that because I think it would be great content for Poppy, and I think he would be willing to get smashed with one of those. But it's you don't
want to make a mockery of the whole thing either, right?
It's dangerous to be. I was going to say it's dangerous to be one of those.
It would be dangerous for Medium Poppy to go down there. I think.
What's that?
I think it would be dangerous for Medium Poppy to go down there.
It wasn't as bad as like Minneapolis.
But if he just keeps going and being like Oppie and shit, like.
If he's like going there, like, do you realize these small businesses have to feed their employees and stuff?
Yeah.
Like, he starts questioning it.
If he does something like that,
he's questioning the
But and then I give him my
Antifa
to Gig and better than it used to be because, like you saw on our beginning, Gig's killing it, and I think that show's going to do really well. It's something
that's a show that I'll endorse. That's one that I will endorse.
Good, thanks, Phil. That's all I needed, dude. We can honestly end. Right?
Yep. Mobilize the people.
Mobilize the people. All right, we're out. I think this went well. I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Manners.
Fuck you, Manners.